And good day, everybody. It's Brother Chris here. And
And the gypsy lady were here.
yeah, such a beautiful day compared to how the weather's been for the past couple days. How's it over there in
Yes,
Michigan, though, today?
it is absolutely gorgeous. There is a breeze out there, but the sky is clear, the sun is shining, and the elves are dancing under the trees. So, yeah, everything's great.
Well, that's good. Yeah, over here, right where I am, though, right now, though, we do actually have a little bit of sun, but also clouds. And clouds are coming in. But most of the majority of it is also blue skies. So we've actually had better weather back in March than what we've had for the past week. I know this coming week though is going to be awesome weather. So, yeah. So how was your week though?
My week was busy. We had lots of company, or I shouldn't say lots of people coming and going. My nurse, my PT, furnace man,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. I mean, we don't need that.
Uh, well,
But
hope
everything is fine. Actually, everything is good.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, for Trevor, the host actually of HauntingLIVE podcast, check out his podcast. He
Yes.
just lined up some awesome, great actually interviews just in the past week with the new series actually of Haunting Hospital. So he's actually interviewed some people from there. Um, was able to hear him, but not hear the person he was interviewing, which is normal. But anyways, let's check out his podcast. So yeah, a lot of great things have happened. Today, though, Trevor and I we went out to St. Jacob's Market. It is well known actually as the largest farmers market here in actually Ontario. It's a year-round market, which is good. It's indoors and outdoors. And we got to see some of our old friends that are vendors out there. Picked up some nice meat from them, really good. If you want to, if you're in Ontario, Southern Ontario, check out Cloverleaf Farms. Their base is actually out in New Hamburg, Ontario. This is not a plug for them, but yeah, actually really good food. And if
When
you're, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say when you were talking about it, reminded me of Eastern Market. I
Yeah,
don't know if you're familiar with that.
not here in Ontario, but you want to let us know about that.
Oh, Eastern Market is a Detroit landmark, really. It's an old building. It's been going, I think, for well over, eh, I would say, getting into the 100-year mark. Uh, and the farmers would come in from the country with all their produce, hence farmers market. It now goes Eastern Market or Eastern Farmers Market. I'm not sure exactly which. And they had the big chicken on the side of the building. It was a hoot, and they're still going. They even were going through all the riots that happened in Detroit in 67, 68.
Okay.
So yeah, it's something. And periodically they have craft shows there, and I never managed to hit them, but it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
And
So, you want to sort of kick off actually our discussions now, or with what's coming up actually on Monday? Do you
Monday
want
at
to talk about
Detroit
that?
Freeway. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Anyway, so Monday though, for people in portion of Ontario, portion of the states, it is a solar eclipse that's going to be taking
Yes.
place. So it's hard
So
to
all you
it's
pagan,
it's kind of hard to tell exactly how the weather's going to be. It doesn't matter though if it's cloudy or if it's sunny though. If it's sunny though, there's stuff to do with that. But if it's cloudy, don't worry about it. You will be able to notice though about it getting dark. Uh,
and if nothing else, you can watch it, I believe, on regular TV. I don't know what you're having there in Canada, but I know like several of the main news stations are carrying the live eclipse as it moves through the United States.
yeah.
And the best spot I was told, I think, is in New York. New York, excuse me.
Don't worry about it. I
And
love the accent. I love the
I
accent.
forget that I'm not really in New York anymore. And a good friend of mine is jumped an airplane and will be down in the Indiana area to see it. Um, here in Sanilac County, in our area, we're close enough. We're going to have either 95, 93 to 95% of the eclipse. And they were talking on the news about how, the next one's when 2020.
It's going to be actually going to be in 2023. Sorry, not 2023. So let me
2033.
yeah, 2033. Let me correct myself. I
And
do apologize.
and it's kind of interesting because I've seen either three. This will be either my third or my fourth eclipse. I know I've seen two other total eclipses, although I was not in the path of totality, but close enough to really get dark and the whole thing. And I have also seen what is called an annular eclipse, which is also a solar eclipse, but it's not a total one. It's because it's just far enough out where the moon, there is a ring of light, or they call it the ring of fire around the moon. It is not total darkness, but it is a very weird thing, I will tell you. If you've ever seen an eclipse, when it gets dark, it's like, this is strange. But then I'm strange anyway. So.
Yeah, yeah. I know though that the mayor, which is so stupid of him, he was actually complaining during COVID. This is the mayor of New York, actually Niagara Falls region of Ontario, Canada. He was complaining during COVID though that there was no money going actually in. He put a national actually ban for people going down to Niagara, which is an awesome spot to check out the falls. He's actually put the band actually on there. So I don't know what's going on actually on with him. If he's complaining though, he's complaining during COVID though that no funds are coming actually into Niagara Falls. Now clips though, more money could be coming actually into there. Now he's putting a bans against it. Like, hello, wake up. So
what is wrong with these people? Oh well.
Yep. Well, talking about wrong though, you actually had some stuff though that you were actually saying.
Yes, I was looking at something in this. There were three myths about solar eclipses. Eclipses. One, the big one is it can cause blindness because of the rays that are now coming. And let's face it, it is not the rays. If you look directly into it, yeah, you can get blind real quick because of the way everything focuses. Don't look through a camera. Don't. If you don't have the glasses, there is an alternative. You take a piece of paper, a cardboard is even better, and you put a small hole in it, and you hold another piece of paper. I'm trying to, is this clear? And you hold it in such a way that it puts an image, and you can actually see. I've done that one too. And it can be any size hole, really, anything, not too big, but, and when you get it in focus, you can actually see where the moon is on the sun. It's cool. It's cool, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And but don't look directly at it. But it does not cause blindness. And the second thing is, if you're pregnant, hide, because it will cause harm to the baby. False. I don't know how they get the race thing, but it's false. And the other one is, and I thought this was most fascinating, there are no, the myth is there are no total eclipses at the North or South Pole, and that's wrong. At the North Pole, the last solar eclipse was the 21st of March, 2015. And at the South Pole, the last one was the 23rd of November, 2003. So solar eclipses do happen at the North and South Pole. And I'm sure there's plenty more myths about eclipses that are something else. But the one thing I really like about, I read this in the same article, and animals are affected by this, and they're affected far more than humans, because they don't know any better. And in the path of totality, they'll start to roost and get ready to go to sleep. And some of them actually do go to sleep. And some of the local stations here in Detroit will have cameras at the zoo to look at and to observe the animals when when it goes into totality. So that should be interesting.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, I just
did you hear about Toronto? Did you also hear about Toronto about the clips?
no.
No. All right. They're saying though that Toronto is going to be losing half their power. It's all because they're saying that half of Toronto is actually solared. But the thing though is for myself though is like no, they're not going to lose their power.
That's what they usually have a battery backup on all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something.
It's like gosh, it's just funny though what some people are saying
But
nowadays.
one of the ones I read online, and it's really kind of interesting. Don't tell anybody. Okay.
All right. All right. All right. What is it? What is it?
During the eclipse, if you look at the moon, not the sun, the moon, you will see the lights from the alien bases.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Can we go to them?
We probably can, but they won't let us. You know that.
Oh gosh! All right, all right, all right. So hush, hush. So keep that a secret, everybody. Keep that a secret. So, yeah, and one of the other things though that's recently coming out though is to do with earthquakes. There was a recently actually as of today. Today is Saturday, and today is the 6th of April. So yeah, happy 6th of April. Anyway, so that there was an earthquake actually in New Jersey, and people in New York could feel it. So people are saying though this is it. Now the funny thing though is Trevor came home actually yesterday right when it actually happened. So I think it was technically yesterday that the earthquake was, and then after were today. But anyway, so that Trevor came home and he goes to me, he says, well, Chris, did you hear this? And I was like, why? He goes, well, the golf course that was closest to there was owned by Donald Trump. But a lot of people are saying, though, that his ex-wife, that's 6 feet under, was rolling over in a grave.
Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
But yeah, you were...
No, the reason there was an earthquake is because he kept proclaiming about how he is so Christ-like and very much Christ, and him and Christ were like brothers. Don't mess with God. Don't mess with God. He'll get back at you. She'll get back with you. God will get back at you.
Yeah. So it's like
I don't know.
But yeah, we'll be right back with tonight's topic, and this one here is to do with the 10 signs that you're super empath. So yeah, we'll be right back.
This arts and craft market at the Stratford Court Museum. 57 vendors showcasing handmade creations for the community to enjoy and purchase. Organizers say the goal of the market is to bring cultures together in peace and celebration while also exchanging knowledge.
Just bringing more attention and awareness to people, even people that don't fully understand. They're actually asking questions.
Alrighty, and we're back from that quick commercial. So yes, again, if you're not doing anything, comes May 11th, come up to Stratford, Ontario. We actually have the Indigenous Arts and Craft Market. We will be there in person. Eva won't be there, which wish she was.
Why did they say they'll get over there? Just hang in there.
Well, don't forget, you got somewhere to stay.
I'm sorry?
So you'll have somewhere to stay.
That is true. That is true.
And that's actually with who's over in Stratford?
Sally, the queen of Ooga Booga.
Yes, yeah. So there, you can stay with her. But yeah, today's topic, though, we're going to be looking at, though, is actually 10 signs you are a super empath. Now, not with the superpowers, not like Superman or Spider-Man or Captain America. We're going to be looking actually all together, actually, at the 10 signs.
What about Supergirl and Wonder Woman and
Well, sorry, yes.
Oh, okay.
All right, even the two gay characters from SNL, the superheroes. So that right there, we're going back to the early '90s for them. So yeah. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kick this over to Eva, and Eva can actually discuss most of it, and then I'll jump in occasionally. So yeah.
Well, for one thing, I am not an empath, so I'm not even a super empath. But when I read the footnotes that you gave me, I'm going like, yeah, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. But I think that's because of other things. But super empaths, um, first of all, empathy is a very good thing to have because you can feel and express, I'm sorry, um, and helping others and understanding their emotions and their feelings. But super empaths, they really pick up on this very quickly. They can walk into a crowd and they've got it. And to be a super empath, there are certain signs that are there for you, and they are unique to this, so that, and it does set you apart. But what is a super empath? You want to take that one, or do you want me to handle that?
I'll give it to you.
Okay, a super empath is someone who possesses a very heightened sense of empathy and intuition. Because of that, you have a deep understanding of the energies and emotions around you, and it can be a little overwhelming. And anyway, you can sense these things even before someone tells you something, and you have a very strong connection to the spirit world, and are able to tap into this to gain insight and guidance, which is very helpful for this. And you're highly sensitive to the energies, not only of the spirit, but of the people around you and their environment, in which sometimes can be a curse as well as a blessing, because all of a sudden everything is open. You got to learn how to shut it down. And as a super empath, you are drawn to spiritual practices like meditation, yoga, energy healing, as a way to connect yourself with the inner being and the spiritual world. And you have this ability on a very deep level, and it's like because of this, you can offer support, guidance, and healing to all those in need. And sometimes some people are really needing, and you're just like, oh, back off, you're hurting me. But that's part of being a super empath too. So you want to start with number one?
I'll give most of it to you today.
Oh,
All right, all right. Since
all right.
people actually like to hear you talk, which is a lot better. And then I'll jump in occasionally.
All right.
Yeah. So
Hang on.
I know you were suspecting that, but
No,
so,
I wasn't.
see, right there. Eva's just proving though that she's not an empath. So yes.
I told you I'm not an empath. I am a psychic, or is that psycho? I can never keep those straight.
Same here. So.
Maybe it's a little both. One of the things if you're an empath or a psychic or whatever, you do have to have a sense of humor. If you don't have that, you're too serious.
Yeah.
Okay, but one of the signs is being authentic and truthful. You place that as the highest level of importance to you. If people lie to you, people aren't themselves to you, you cannot connect with them because they are lying, and that puts up a big barrier. And because of that, you are noted for your honesty. And you believe that the truth will set you. Boy, I can't talk now that you said.
And that the truth will set you free.
The truth will set you free. And the other thing is, you are not afraid to speak your mind. If you've got something to say, you're going to say it, even if you know it's going to be a little uneasy for other people to deal with. And you are the type of person that people will go to because they know they will hear the truth from you. You're not going to sugarcoat it. Well, I shouldn't say that. You are truthful, but you know how to do it in the right way. You pick up on their feelings and stuff, and you know you can say this for this person and that for that person, even though it may be the same problem that they're dealing with. But you know how to handle it, and people respect you for that, and they go for you, go to you for that.
Yeah.
And
And it's sort of like right when you were saying that, though, it kind of kicked actually in my head. Sort of like children with autism. All right, they'll bluntly say things that most people will look at and they'll be shocked about. All right, so that's what was coming through my mind exactly. Is that
yeah,
there?
yeah, I agree with you on
It's
that
like,
one.
gosh, but yeah,
And super empaths are highly intuitive. Um, they do have this heightened sense of intuition. Uh, you easily pick up on other people's emotions, energy, and energies, which is why they come to you, because you can pick that up, and you don't do it with any effort. It's just there. And you can even get through when people are, how are you today? I'm fine. No, you're not. What's going on? And you're like, how'd they know that? It's because they know how to deal with it.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Or they know how to pick it up. Let's put it that way.
that's
And
sorry for
go ahead.
interrupting.
Go ahead.
That's why I kept on saying those after being released from the hospital back in August. I'm better today than when I was yesterday.
Yes.
Nowadays, actually, right where I live, our cleaning guy, he sees me occasionally once in a while in the morning. Go down socialize with him, and he turned around just this week to me. He goes to me, he says, "How are you doing?" I was like, right." He goes, "You're not the way though that you used to be. Something's bothering you." So just from that there, he was actually be able to pick that up. So yeah, but go ahead, Eva.
Okay, we move on to the next one, which you have a high level of sensitivity. That something is very super about you, superpower. Uh, but you have a high level of sensitivity, which goes along with the intuition. Um, you're very aware of everything that's going on around you. And the problem with that is it gives you a sense of, it gives you a feeling of being overwhelmed, because you have so much going on around you and you're picking up on it all. And this is why crowds, chaotic environments quickly drain your energy and will very often leave you feeling exhausted. A lot of empaths that I know are constantly tired because of this. And when they go on vacation where they're not near anyone, they're fine. But because you're so attuned to the emotions and energies of others, it becomes a challenge how to deal with it. And you really got to work at that. That's can be hard. And
Don't we both know somebody like that, both in our own
yes,
personal lives?
yes,
Yeah. That's
yes.
like so. Yeah, right now though, mine though, actually, I know he's crashed out actually on the couch right now.
Mm.
So, yeah, but yeah. How about yours?
Well, I have to tell you that person that I knew, please note the adjective or the verb there. I
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
uh, actually committed suicide because it was too overwhelming. Excuse me.
So,
And he, but I could always talk with him, and he knew exactly what to say and how to say it. And sometimes he took that little and just he knew
yeah,
how to get me going.
yeah.
And I lost a really good friend that
That's
way.
like gosh. So,
However, that's just one bad situation. I do know a couple other people who are very sensitive, and they have no hesitation to tell me what I can and cannot do and where I can go to do it. Uh,
no comments. No comments.
but these people, and I know you know people like that too,
Yeah,
who maybe not are the sensitive empath, but are empathic. And these people are very aware of what's going on. And many times they will pick up on stuff that you may not even be aware of that's bothering you. That's the other thing. And that leads into the next thing where, because of the overwhelming emotions, you become a very introspective person, and you know how to connect with your inner self very, very easily. And super empaths have a natural inclination to introspection. And that means they tend to look inward and reflect on their emotions, experiences, and thoughts. And you can use this as a tool to gain deeper insight into yourself and your relations with other people, as well as their feelings too. And because you have this introspection, you have a greater sense of self-awareness, which helps you understand your own values and beliefs. People who are super empaths, they do walk a very sure path, unlike others of us who like, where am I going?
Yeah.
And introspection allows you to connect, to find that meaning and purpose in life rather easily. And these people also actually enjoy spending time alone because they are cleared of everything. They just have their own. And with their own, they can begin exploring who and what they are to help you explore your feelings and help you develop a better sense of clarity and purpose. And with this, you can make more informed decisions, take actions that are in line with your values and your beliefs so that you're not doing something that you feel uncomfortable with. You know where to walk. And you do have to understand the importance of taking time to be alone. You've got to do that. There's no way around it. And then you can engage with the others to help them. Okay?
Yep. Yep. That's awesome. That's awesome. Best way how to put it. I love the part. The part basically though is that you have to basically kind of work actually on yourself, which again though is you indicated those, which helps you understand your own needs and values, which is so true. Right.
See, that one I'm not anywhere near that.
Yeah.
And it's called mirror sensory synthesia. Synthesia.
I think that's it. I think that's the word though that you're trying to find.
Yeah, that's a very interesting one because just by touching someone, you know what's going on. I mean, it's like an instant whoomp. And the thing is, if you're really truly an empath or a super empath, it becomes your own. You're experiencing the same thing they are. It is a mirror thing. But I don't like the word mirror thing because when I think of mirror, when you think of a mirror, think of like your hands looking at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are the same, but then they're exact opposites. And that's why it's like, no, mirror might not be the right thing to say, but I don't know what else to use.
What I would say probably for that though is basically though is instead of mirror, the first thing that pops actually in my mind though is so you're picking up with people's emotions a lot stronger.
Yes.
Right. I think that's probably the best way how to say it though, that even if you touch something or anybody else, so that you're picking up their emotions a lot stronger.
Yes.
Is that what you would say?
I would say that it's instant connection.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that better than it's a mirror because mirrors get funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Along with all these other things, you have a very strong sense of purpose. You know exactly where you're going, what you're doing, and how you're going to get to the next step. And it is something that you will have your entire life. It's not something that's going to go away. And you have a deep-seated urge to make a positive impact on the world and help others in need. And I think that is one of the key things about a lot of these people who becomes what's the word I'm looking for? Social phenomenons. The one that I keep thinking about is uh, Martin Luther King,
Yeah, MLK. Yeah.
and it drives you into into paths that are there to help people, counseling, social work, healthcare, where you can use these abilities to help and support others. And again, I think about people like MLK. I think about people like, oh, I see her in my mind and I can't think of who it is. Oh, that's bad. Um, I
Teresa?
think about pardon?
Teresa? Mother Teresa?
Yeah, that's one. Well, that one's what,
I know she's kind of an iffy question right now.
well, actually, the one that comes to mind right now is the gentleman that had started World Central World Central Kitchen.
Okay.
And I don't know, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? The Israelis bombed 3 cars that were carrying 7 people, killing all of them.
Yeah.
They were taking food. I mean, people who do stuff like that in a war zone, man, they gotta be empaths because I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really
And
don't.
that was actually on the news. Sorry for interrupting about our topic today, but that was sort of on the news. So, because our liberal person, Justin Trudeau, ugh. Anyways, he's actually sending stuff over, and he turned around and said, "Why did that happen? The people had nothing to do with anything.
Yes.
They were in an innocent car."
Well, I have my own theories about it,
So
but
go
we'll
ahead.
leave that gets political, and I'm not going to go there. Um, Afterwards we can discuss it. After we get through the list here.
Yep. Yep. Go ahead. All right.
Um, so that's one thing. I mean, you see people that do that sort of stuff. They are probably very empathic, excuse me, to be able to do this, to feel the need of the people and to take care of it despite everything. And that's a very, very strong sense of purpose when you think about it. And that's what you've got to have.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've been talking about, and another sign, is that you are overwhelmed. And it becomes a default setting, if you will. You find that you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by the world around you. It's like that's one of the key things. And you are so attuned to everything that's going on, not just with you, but you turn on the news and you immediately know, you feel the energy.
Yeah.
It can put a strain on you, tremendous strain on you, in your emotional and your physical well-being. And that's why self-awareness and self-care is a very important thing to these super empaths, because if you don't have that, it's essential that you take the time to just kind of shut the world off. And it's hard to do, but you got to do it. And you have to protect yourself to avoid becoming overwhelmed. And one of the things to do is just simply to avoid the crowds or negative people. And I know that's sometimes hard to do, but you've just got to put that aside.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that being around people like that can have a negative impact on your own state of mind. So you got to keep your circle of friends and your environment as kind of small and positive.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things, I mean, the positive thing is like a neon light. You've got to do that. The minute you give into the negativity, it can lead you down a really bad path. And I've seen that happen.
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting, but they're talking about actually number 7, which is, the overwhelming. Now, I'm not going to mention any names, or who the person is, but one of my loved ones that's close to me, they called me up yesterday. They actually indicated a little that from what's been going actually on with my immediate family, that they actually got overwhelmed. They're actually taking medication. They kept on calling me last night. Does the medication do this? The medication do that? It's all because I'm trained through the Canadian Mental Health Association. So yeah, they've got overwhelmed because of everything that's going on with the family. And I turn around to the person, just actually for my training, is so that if they feel like that they're going to do something harmful, get to the doctor's hospital right away. Because that's
And
that.
there's plenty,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's plenty of health, not health, what am I saying? Helplines that you can call
Yeah.
that will help you find something in your area. I know ones that I've come across are extremely good. They are very helpful. And that leads to the next one, which is it says you prefer, but I think what it really means is you need the healthiest methods to coping with this negativity. And yeah, it's easy to turn to drugs. It's easy to turn to alcohol. It's easy to turn to all these unhealthy things to do because it's easier. It's easier to take a drink. It's easier to take drugs. It's easier to do whatever. No, that's not what you have to do. You have to do it in a very healthy way, because healthy mind, healthy body.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with all these emotions and everything that's around you, you need a healthy body. End of discussion. I mean, you don't even need to go into all these other things. Healthy mind, healthy body. There's a reason why that's such a strong whatever. It comes from hypocrisy.
I know it's a tough
the
word.
Original doctor.
Yeah.
The original doctor.
Yeah.
And I think you find even something like that in many sacred scripts, that you have to stay healthy to be able to help people. And some of this stuff can be just simple meditation, exercise, spending time outside with the trees and in nature. And I have to tell you, there's a little story that trees talk to you. Plants and trees talk to you, and they do give you positive, because they don't know negativity. And I have sat with trees and heard songs that I know were never published or never heard by other people, because they sent out there and they send you the energies around, and it really helps. And you become much easier at handling some of these negative and overwhelming stimuli that is out there for you. But learning to care of yourself in a healthy way will also allow you to embrace your gift more.
Yeah. And I love the saying, though, is basically those, treat your body like a temple. Right? Even though most people find it's hard, still just turn around and say, okay, do I want my temple with this, this, this?
Well, in my stage of the game, that temple is kind of a ruin.
but for myself, though, comes the 8th, though, is officially for me, those 8, it's going to be 8 months sober.
And I congratulate you. You
like,
posted that, and I'm going like, yes.
Yeah. And I got a long road ahead of me, which is so true. But the thing, though, is I'm putting myself sort of like in number 8, which again, though, is basically do with the healthy methods, right? And I'm treating my body like a temple, right? If there's anybody that throws anything negative towards me, right, I'm letting it run off my back.
You have to.
If anybody gives me any negative, actually, say, oh yeah, don't worry about your journey. You can still take a drink, but go back. That there is not positive. Because again, though, is like what Eva was saying, though, is you got to treat your body and your world, and your mind, your spirit, all together within the healthy methods.
And Chris, you can always flip him the bird. And if nothing else, it makes you feel good.
Yeah, but the birds don't fly. So yeah, we're going back. We're going down to number 9.
And that's a strong sense of spirituality. super empaths are very spiritual. Or no, I shouldn't say they're very spiritual. They do have more of a spiritual attitude towards things. And you have this one connection that more than anything else is there, and that is the connection to something greater than yourself. God, Allah, Yahweh, the Buddha, whatever you want to call it, you're connecting. And it's a universal energy, a higher power, however you want to put it, and it guides you. It's there for you, and that's why it's easy. That's where you need to turn to, because it will help you guide you on that path. And with that spirituality, you connect easier with your inner self, and you find a sense of meaning and purpose in your life. It's much clearer than some of us who kind of muddle through and like, I know there's something out there for me. Super empaths, they know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And sometimes it does takes a little bit longer, but they get there. And they find a way to make a positive impact and connect with others as they go about their daily lives. Sometimes they do it on a one-on-one type thing. Sometimes they do it like this guy who created the World Kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a much bigger thing. And I give them credit for that. That's quite an undertaking. And they know that they are there to help others in need. And they may find solace in prayer and meditation, or they may take it and go out and help people. Generally, they go out and help people. And it does help you become more grounded. And it provides a source of strength and resilience to face the life challenges that come your way. And now we're down to the last one. Keeping the peace is something you strive for. And when I read that one, I had, you will be peaceful or I'll kill you. I kill you. I'm sorry. I've been watching.
Which one? With the 2x4?
No, I was thinking of, he's Terry Fader is a ventriloquist, and one of his is Ahmed, the terrorist.
That's Jeff Dunham.
That's his favorite line, huh?
Jeff Dunham.
Okay, I thought it was Terry Fader.
No,
Terry Fader is another fantastic one.
Terry actually has that bird. Yeah.
Okay, it's Jeff. That guy. I kill you.
Yeah.
I just love it. Anyway, but that's not what it's all about. You have to have this, like I said, you have to have that sense of humor, or you don't. But you have an inclination towards maintaining peace and harmony in your relationships. And you try to find peace in everything, every way, every step, every whatever. You look for that peace and harmony. And that's not to say you won't shy away from a conflict, but you approach it in a whole different manner. Like, let's see what we can do to resolve this.
Yeah. Instead
of making it worse. And you become excellent at doing mediations and that sort of thing, and finding resolution, which is one of the reasons why people will come to you, because you also, that kind of but brings in the whole honesty thing. And you don't have the time, the tolerance, the inclination for toxic relations. It's just not your thing. You don't need that drama, and you go away from it. And that's a good thing. And you seek out those relations that give you the peace, the quiet, and the healthiness that you need to make you happy.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that what our grandmothers always said to us, though? If there's anybody that's negative around us, walk away.
Away.
Isn't that what they always said? So, for those that are listening right now, Eva's nodding her head yes, not shaking her head.
Sorry. They don't see my picture?
Well, we're also on Spotify, so yeah.
Ah.
So people actually on Spotify listen to us.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
to sum it all up, it is like being a superhero. You are armed with extraordinary gifts of intuition and compassion. You bring hope and transformation to a world that sometimes feels so cold and disconnected with everything. And with your healing abilities and deep connection, you inspire positive change and help in others to find their inner strength. And what more can you do? And when I read that, the one thing I thought about was St. Francis of Assisi. He did that. He always inspired change and to help others find their inner strength. And he was also the one that went out and talked with the animals to get this back,
yeah.
get himself back. But I digress. And when you do embrace that, you start spreading the love. And what better hero can you have than someone like that? Someone who has the compassion and is making the world a better place and making connections between people at the same time.
Well spoken, and it's so true. So yeah, again though, next week topics that we're going to be talking about though is we're going to be looking actually at the mirror effects actually of being a empath. Again though is that's what the topic's title is, and we're also going to be looking at the number 13. All right, because it is going to be the 13th actually next week, and that is going to be, if I can pull my calendar, that will be on Saturday. So we're not looking at Friday the 13th, we're looking at Saturday the 13th is right when our next show will be. So again though is we're taking a while looking actually at empaths, and today was being actually a super empath. And Eva, you did awesome. You did
Thank you.
awesome. No problem.
Oh.
You did. So,
Dun, dun,
yeah.
dun,
So
dun.
again, though, is for Monday. If your children are in school, I don't know about parts of the states. I know within our area, children do not have school. But if your children, so if your children are actually in school because of the solar eclipse, make sure though that your children know not to be looking at the sun.
Now, I don't know exactly where it was, but it was in the line of totality. And they were actually handing out the glasses and stuff for the kids so that they didn't do that. I'm hoping they did the same thing in your area. How much of the totality are you seeing?
So for us, so they are actually calling it for it to be actually shady, like some clouds. Let me look up the weather network. I don't mind looking up the weather network while I'm speaking.
Well,
with you.
while you're doing that,
So-
I have to laugh. They posted this. I saw this several times. Michigan's track record with natural phenomena. And a couple years ago, there was this wonderful thing about that was happening with the aurora borealis because of something that was happening on the sun. And they were showing it in one side, and on the other side, Michigan, and it's all clouds. Then there was something else, and they showed it, and it was beautiful, and they showed Michigan, it was all clouds. And so far, it's been cloudy predictions, and I'm like, damn.
So for Monday in my region here, what they're calling for is actually to be high 14. So for the Americans listening, you times it by 2, then they add the 32 actually on top of there. That's what the weather's going to be like, and they're calling for 30% chance of rain, but it is going to be cloudy that day. But it still doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter if there's clouds or no clouds. You will be able to take part of it. You can go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
If nothing else, turn on the TV. They're going to be covering it on all kinds of stations, and I'm sure that the CBC will do the same thing.
I'm not too sure about CBC up here, but I know actually in the States we'll be carrying it. So us Canadians, so we get a lot more television from the States than the States gets from Canada. So yeah, again, those tune into the States, and you may be able to take part with it. They may have the proper cameras all together.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and another thing, I mean, this is For some of us, it'll be, some people out here, it'll be a one in a lifetime thing. I know my sister works for a travel agency, and we were talking about it, and apparently there's all kinds of uh, the expeditions, cruises, whatever, so that you can be in the path of a totality, because eclipses happen all the time. This is not just one shot deal. It is for the amount of land that it's covering.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah. So the weather actually up here from 14, we're going to transfer it to Fahrenheit from Celsius. We're looking at 60.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's what that's going to be. Then the day after that, though, we're looking actually at the temperature being 19 up here. So times it by 2, plus also 32. So the way it's going up to 70.
Woohoo!
On Tuesday. So yeah. So again, those let us know
what these solar eclipses do. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So again, those let us know exactly if you guys have been able to take part actually the solar eclipse. Type them in the chat here, or even let us know here on any Spotify. We love to actually hear from you guys. So you guys have an awesome day. Again, those next week's show that we're looking at though is mirror effects. Plus, also we're looking at 13.
The number 13.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Have a great week, everyone, and thank you for your time.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Be sure to book your readings with Gypsy Lady Eva. Book your readings with and Brother Chris.
All right, this roller coaster has a
Another great podcast to listen to is Haunting Live Podcast with your host Trevor, interviewing tons of people throughout the world. Listen on any of your podcast providers.
Check out our new website at HauntingLivePodcast.com.
This arts and craft market at the Stratford Court Museum. 57 vendors showcasing handmade creations for the community to enjoy and purchase. Organizers say the goal of the market is to bring cultures together in peace and celebration while also exchanging knowledge.
Just bringing more attention and awareness to people, even people that don't fully understand. They're actually asking questions.